Where do you want to start? You want me to just kind of walk through the players and go from there? Does that sound like a good plan?
If you don't mind.
Not at all. I'll try to be concise. Obviously, day went super fast, and I know I share this after every round, but we walk away today. The last 20 minutes, we were talking about how things played out, and super excited to get the group that we did. We started off with Joe Lampe, outfielder from Arizona State. Really athletic kid. He can hit. He's performed, been an elite performer at Arizona State. Hit 340 this year, 22 doubles, 12 home runs, and he can run too. He's stole 17 to 20 bases. Feel really good about his defensive ability. He's instinctive in the outfield. He's fearless out there. He can run. So not only feel good about his ability to play center field, but also, as we talked about yesterday, can move around the outfield, which I think is important. And then moving on to the fourth round, we took Nate Furman, who left-handed hitting second baseman from UNC Charlotte. This guy has a really advanced field to hit. He can consistently find the barrel. A lot of fun to watch him hit, a lot of fun to watch his approach, and he's had a lot of success offensively. Currently playing second base. He's a plus runner. He can move to the outfield. We feel good about his versatility defensively as well. And then we took another extremely athletic guy, and Guy Lipscomb from Belmont University. So Guy was actually a two-way football player in high school, came to Belmont, and has really come on, not just offensively, swinging the bat well, consistent approach, finds the barrel. The power continues to develop. He can really run. Another outfielder that can not only play center field, but he's athletic enough to move around. However, he's consistently been in center field for Belmont this year. So really excited to add him. And then Dylan DeLucia, our sixth rounder. This guy pretty much put Ole Miss on his back this year and carried him to the World Series. Really impressive down the stretch. Took the ball. Outstanding competitor. Up to 94, plus slider, pounds of strike zone, just not going to back down from anybody, and was really excited to have an opportunity to add him to the organization. And then Javier Santos Tejada, we took in the seventh round, just a young high school pitcher, up to 98, has an elite arm, can really spin the breaking ball. So he went to Georgia Premier Academy, and you guys are probably familiar with that because that's where Daniel Espino went as well. So then we moved on to Jackson Humphreys, eighth rounder from Fuquay Varina High School in North Carolina. And again, I keep saying it, but just another guy we're excited to add to the organization. Left-handed, durable body, up to 95, feel the pitch. We think he's going to be able to pitch with a plus fastball, can really spin the breaking ball from the left side. And just misses a lot of bats. Feel really good about his ability to start long-term as well. And then we took the Friday night starter from UConn, Austin Peterson, who took the ball every week, carried them deep into the postseason. This guy can not only pitch, but I've mentioned competitor with a lot of these guys. So the makeup is really impressive. On the mound, up to 93, quality slider, feel for a changeup, and throws a ton of strikes and misses a lot of bats. So again, another guy that we were able to bring into the organization, and we rounded it out with Jacob Zibin, 10th rounder from Canada, played high school ball at TNXL Academy in Florida. And this guy's the youngest guy in the draft, 17 years old, absolutely physical, 6'4", up to 97 already. He's got life to his fastball, really good feel for his changeup. We're confident that breaking ball is going to come as well. Throw strikes, and another guy that couldn't be more excited about the player development group getting their hands on. So that rounds it out. Any questions on that group?
Scott, it seems like the position players you've picked are kind of following the vein of the guys, that maybe the philosophy of the organization. A lot of contact, a lot of walks, low strikeouts. Is that something you were aiming at?
I don't know if it's something we're aiming at. I think it's so that, these are players that our scouts and our organization likes, because, it's important when you're a hitter to be able to put the bat on the ball, and it's important to have a plan. And, these guys have had success against quality competition, and that was important to us. But we also feel like there's some potential there in terms of their ability to impact the ball as well. So, we like the fact that they can control the strike zone. We like the fact that they're going to find ways to get on base. And we like the fact that they're versatile defensively. So all those things were important to us.
With a guy like Zibin, is he committed? It's not. I read committed to Kentucky or.
So University of South Carolina,
Okay.
Zibin. However, just like any of these guys, and I know we shared yesterday and will continue to share the incredible job that our scouts have done to get to know these players and to know their intentions. So, yeah, we're excited about adding these guys. But yeah, South Carolina was a school that for Zibin.
It's got a lot of prep pitchers today. Do you guys feel pretty comfortable getting to know these guys and feel confident and getting these guys signed?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's one of the things. If you look over, the draft from the last few years, I feel like it's been a separator for us in terms of coming in the draft, having just incredible faith in our staff that they have spent the time, they've built the relationship with the players, and they know their true intentions. We recognize that professional baseball might not be for everybody, and it's a transition coming out of high school. We're confident these guys are ready to make that transition. So yeah, we feel really good about that.
Do you feel like you'll have the resources to be flexible tomorrow and be opportunistic as well?
Yeah, I mean, we're always looking to maximize value in every round. I think that's one of the things. We're going to go back in the draft room tonight, collect ourselves, take a look at, it moves super fast on day 2. It's going to move fast on day 3 as well. So just organize ourselves and then, continue to take the best player available, continue to maximize opportunities. But we still need a little time to work through that to make sure we're ready to go tomorrow.
Scott, I'm not asking you to speak for him, but how maybe cool and beneficial is it for someone like DeLucia to be able to have that experience that he had at the World Series and just the success that he had whenever he was there?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great point because as we watched him at the end of the year just compete, I mean, that's the biggest stage they can absolutely play on. And if you guys saw the following that they had from Ole Miss and the excitement at the stadium, and he did it week in and week out at the end of the season. He took the ball when the game was on the line and carried them. So you would have to think that that's going to help him. And I think that's one of the things that's a separator, to be able to slow the moment down and to be able to compete like that the way he did, bodes well for him down the road.
Scott, you mentioned Santos going to the same school as Espino and then Zibin the same high school as Jack Leftwich. I know you guys didn't draft Leftwich out of that high school, but do you guys lean on those relationships at all to make these decisions? And how important is it to have kind of that pipeline and that relationship with those schools?
Yeah, I think it's important. I mean, I think in any situation, so certainly number one, get to know the player well on the field and off of the field. But we're certainly going to make sure that we take the time to ask questions of those around them, to learn more about them as a person, to learn more about, their process. And the reason that we do that is because we really want to help ease the transition. If there are things that they're doing that work really well for them, we want to continue that. If there are things that they're doing that they struggle with, we want to know that early in the process so that when they get into our system, we can help work with them and partner with them right away. So yeah, the relationships certainly help. And we've got some history there with both of those schools.
Hey, Scott, this might be a better question for tomorrow, but with only 20 rounds, how does that affect the way you approach the third day of the draft compared to in the past when the draft was much longer?
Yeah, I don't know how much it impacts. I think we go in and so, number one, I continue to share best available player, but at the same time, our goal is to come in and sign every player that we draft. So I'm not sure how much it actually impacts. When it was a 40-round draft, we would usually sign somewhere between 20 to 24 players. I think this year, obviously, there's 21 picks overall, and then we'll see after the draft how things play out. Certainly want to make sure that there are opportunities for the players there as well. But yeah, I'm not sure it really impacts us outside of hey, let's continue to try to maximize value in each round.
Thank you.
I don't think we heard you. Was there another question? I may have missed it.
Points, you got any more?
Will you there's the draft and follow is back in this year. Is that accurate? Will you pursue that?
So it's a good question. So in terms of the rules for the draft and follow, so you're allowed to sign up to $125,000, but the key is that the player has to go to, $125,000 and then an additional $100,000. The key is that the player has to go to a junior college. So if they go to a junior college and we take them after the 10th round, then we would have an opportunity to hold their rights until the close period, which is just before the draft next year. If they end up going in the fall to a junior college and then transferring to a 4-year school in the spring, then they would no longer be a junior college. They need to be at a junior college for the full season.
Okay. So that would be just depending on if you liked a kid that much, or there was, just a circumstance involving the player, right?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Does that bonus still count right now, or do you wait till next year on that?
It has to be within this bonus pool.
Okay.
Good to go.